What's up, Blueprint family? How y'all doing tonight?
Hold on, I ain't gonna go live on this.
All right, thank you all for joining us. Tonight, we have a very interesting topic talking about introverts and dating.
Mhm.
So, you want to get into it? Talk about the letter or the question
Mhm.
that inspired us with the topic for tonight. So, it's in relation to a young man who's dating and he thinks that he may be an introvert.
Well, the woman that he is dating
Oh, I'm sorry.
may be an introvert or at least really shy, which is common characteristic for, or at least common associated characteristic for an introvert. But that's not always the case. But it's still a great topic and question to get into. Let me pull this on up. So we can read, of course, as always, Instagram viewers, if you would like, come over to YouTube for a better experience.
Yeah, we have the HD camera and then also the HD sound quality as well. And then also the graphics that we post along with the any letters and text that you will see all on YouTube. And then also on both IG and YouTube. If you can please like, share, and subscribe, we would really appreciate it. And let's get into the topic.
Yeah. So, subject was 2 dates in, and it's hard to read her. I just had my second date yesterday, a lovely gal that I think is really cute. We've been talking for about 3 weeks, and each week after the initial match on Hinge, we've seen each other, both mid 20s. She's very shy. Sorry, messed that up. She's a very shy, reserved person, but very cute and interesting. She's an environmental engineer. Both of the dates, I felt like I did most of the talking, but the second date at the botanical garden was cut short because of my feeling the need to engage her. She would always respond, though. I'm trying to be more extroverted on dates, and she seems to be having fun, but it's really hard to tell if she's into me romantically. She's ended both dates. Sorry. She's ended both dates by saying, "Thanks for hanging out. I find this sweet," and we're still texting, but I'm having trouble reading her. I thought we might have a hug after last date, but I didn't want to initiate, so I just gave her a light, playful punch to the arm.
No.
I like her and she's very cute, but I am not sure where things are headed unless she's just a very, very take it slow person. I know it's only 2 dates and 3 weeks of engaging, but I'm not sure I figured out how she shows enthusiasm. Please help.
All right, let's dissect this letter.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. All right. Cool. Second date. They've been talking for 3 weeks. Real early. It's real early. They met on a dating website.
Hinge.
Mm. So you can only assume that she's also talking to someone else. I think last week we talked about the awkwardness of dating multiple people or what have you. This may be one of the reasons why she may be very reserved with you, is because she may be dating someone else. I think this, like I said this before, the statistic states that women on dating websites are probably talking to two or more guys, and men are more than likely are talking to on average around 8 females.
Mm.
So there's a possibility that the reason why she's very shy with you is the fact that she's probably talking to someone else and probably have been talking to that person longer than you. So that may be the reasons why she may be real slow about getting closer to you. My only question is what questions are you asking her? So you probably need to ask her questions as if like, I noticed you're on a dating website. Are you currently talking to anyone else on the dating website? And if her answer is no, then the possibility is that she's really shy. Wouldn't you agree?
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's where a lot of this shyness may be coming from, because she's not comfortable dating multiple people. And she never been that type of person. But that's the territory that comes with dating websites. ladies and gentlemen, if you all are not comfortable dating multiple people and you're on a dating website, why are you on a dating website?
Or either just, I mean, I get the whole maybe she's taking like one at a time. I don't know.
Taking what one at a time?
Like guys that approach her on the dating website, maybe that's if she's shy. She may be doing that where it's just one guy and she's, nervous, but then I don't know. It's quite interesting because dating websites do give you the whole,
options.
yeah.
You got options. You do have easy options.
Even if you're shy.
Right. Even if you're shy on dating websites.
Yeah.
Because guys are pursuing. Guys are here pursuing more so than women are. All it takes is for a beautiful woman to post her pictures on a headshot of her on a dating website with her likes and things that she likes to do. And then that's it. That's the bait. You done caught a fish. Yeah. So
possibly.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting though that their second date was cut short because of his feeling the need to engage her. So that could go to what you were saying. Maybe she's not as interested or her mind is preoccupied or something because she's not.
Oh, she's uncomfortable.
She could be uncomfortable, possibly. But he did say she would always respond. So that does, I guess, help show that, she is somewhat interested. Mm-hmm. But again, this could just be her being shy and she's not the one to initiate that. We're going to go into a lot of the characteristics as later on, but it's definitely possible that when you're introverted and you're shy, you will maybe need the other person to bring things out of you, you spark up conversation more so than you being the one to spark up the conversation. So that's totally normal, feeling the need to engage her, but unfortunate that y'all ended the date, short.
She ended the date short,
possibly.
So that's her doing that,
or it didn't say who did it, but
she's ended both dates by saying thanks for hanging out.
Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah,
she doing that.
How ending it,
and that's what makes me believe that it's not so much that she's introverted; it's more so that she's occupied by someone else first. You're the second guy to come along who's competing for her.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why that may be the case. You won't know until you start asking harder questions.
Yeah.
More detailed questions to dig deeper into what is she. Is she dating multiple people? Yeah. You just need to ask those questions, and that'll basically answer that for you.
Possibly,
and then the hug thing.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
I didn't want to initiate, so I just gave her a light, playful punch to the arm. Really?
Right, because he's taking it as she's a very introverted person. Man, all you have to do is ask for a hug. Is it okay if I give you a hug, man? Hug you. Right. But I don't think that's kind of weird because I don't think anyone is that introverted that they won't accept a hug.
Or they'd be punched in the.
But that makes me feel as if that's what I was saying after you read this. It's giving me vibes that she's already talking to someone else, especially the fact that she's on a dating website.
That's interesting.
So that's the reason why you have more options on the dating website, like I said, and so she's probably not the type of female who likes to date multiple people. But she's given it the shot and she's given it the chance because she's already up here and she's really looking for love. And maybe the first guy's not checking on the box, but she's not comfortable with you yet, especially if she's already progressed further along with the first guy.
Yeah.
She might be 6 weeks into him and you're coming along at 3. So,
right.
May the best man win.
That's very interesting. I wouldn't do too much of that light, playful punch stuff. That's so friendly. It gives such
so friend box.
Yeah, it's just.
But that's the vibes that he's getting, though. That's the reason why that happened.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. Maybe like you had mentioned, and that was kind of one of the tips we're going to get into later. Certainly, if you are looking to make this romantic because you say she's very cute and you like her, and it's only 2 weeks of gauging, certainly avoid the whole friend things like punching in the arms and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm a lady. Don't do stuff like that. I don't know. It's different. Just avoid doing that. But quite an interesting question for sure, I really think. And great for our topic of going right into some tips for dating if you're introverted. Because, he's not quite sure she's introverted, but certainly with her hesitating to initiate and not really I guess, being kind of shy with her conversation, that can give off kind of introverted vibes. But believe it or not, that's not always a characteristic of being introverted. Sometimes simply a person who is introverted just processes the information that they receive from the world in a different way. And, shy people can be hard to read because of that. And that's pretty much what he's asking. He's like, hey, like, this is hard to read her,
Right.
So, first, before we go and right into the introverted tips, we do want to give some tips to this young guy about how to actually read a person who may be shy and some clues that, hey, she really is into you, even though, it may not be as obvious. So, the first one is that they make an effort to talk to you. So, shy people aren't the most outgoing. That's pretty much obvious. But if they're interested in you, they will engage back with you, certainly if you spark up the conversation. And that's what she was doing with you. So it shows that, hey, she has some interest because she's bothering to continue the conversation and not just be like, no,
Right. Right. And
Yeah.
then after all, too, she's on a dating website. So, and then the next is that she will pay attention, or they will pay attention to you. So, and whether that's eye contact, they'll smile at you. And then also they will care to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah. And actually ask you questions to get to know you better, right? She's actually trying to figure out, hey, let me ask, and see a little more about you too. That interest certainly shows that, hey, she's interested.
They will also go out of their way to help you. So, um, that is just an act of kindness, wanting to be closer to you.
Yeah.
This is a sign of intimacy. So, shy people may not be the most confident, but they'll show that they will want to help you out.
Yeah.
So they may offer you a ride or help with a project, or just listen. Like I said before.
Yeah. Just lend a helping hand. That's certainly a way that a person will. Oh no, the computer.
Oh, let me get that.
That's certainly a way that a person would show, like, hey, they're interested. Another key sign for, a shy person would probably be that they're a little nervous around you. If this person is shy when you're dating them, they aren't going to have that confident of a demeanor. So they may be a little nervous with you, and try to hide that nervousness by, looking around or avoiding eye contact, kind of being fidgety. That may be a sign that, hey, the person's a little nervous, but that certainly doesn't mean that they're, not interested in you. So definitely keep an eye out for that too. Another one is that they talk to you about their personal life and their friends. So if a person is shy, but they're opening up to you and telling you how much, they enjoy talking to you, and they're able to open up more to you than they have anybody else, that's a clear indicator that, hey, they may not be the one to initiate and, keep the relationship going, but they're certainly interested in you.
Yep. And yeah, that's true. So, they will make sure that, they'll ask you questions. They will answer those questions with you.
Yeah.
And all of those things as well, just to trying to get to know you, your personality type. They're interested in you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the shy people are really no different than any other people when it comes to communication and talking. You just have to talk to them and open up to them.
Yeah. Yep. And you had hit on clear ways you could do that earlier by saying ask more open-ended questions, really digging in deep and getting her to open up. That's certainly the best way for you to figure out, hey, what, if she likes you, what she's into. And when it comes to this physical intimacy thing and trying to increase that physical intimacy, just ask, like my husband said, just say, hey, can I hold your hand? Can I give you a hug? Or maybe even, can I have a goodnight kiss? By just choosing to ask, you're showing respect for the fact that they, may want to say no. And certainly also, if they say yes, you're opening up the doors for it to happen, versus you both kind of like, ain't nobody gonna make the first move, we both scared. So, don't be scared. Just be polite and move in a way that will show respect for the other person, but still, showing that you're interested and you're ready to keep things going.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that actually brings us to our topic for the night: some dating tips for the introvert. I'm going to go ahead and close this because, yeah, now we can get on straight on to our topic. So, an introverted person is a person who focuses their energy on their own thoughts and feelings rather than the external.
Yep, so they may enjoy times alone or in small groups, of course, and they may find large social gatherings to be draining, of course. So that's what an introvert is. Introverts are
Yeah.
often characterized as being shy, reserved, quiet. This is not always the case.
Yeah.
So introverts simply prefer to process information and experience the world in a different way
Yeah.
than extroverts.
Yep.
So, and you can get introverts talking. You know, sometimes it may involve stimulants like alcohol or something like that.
Yeah.
But they do enjoy conversation. Sometimes they just don't like being around people.
Yeah.
Or large, like I said before, large gatherings.
Yeah.
Um,
Quite
they
different
can
than
often,
extrovert.
right? They can often be outgoing, talkative, and enthusiastic depending on what the topic is.
Right.
So extroverts, and now extroverts enjoy spending time with others, and they often
are that
feel energized by being with other people and around other folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was saying that is a great point because introverts, yeah, they can be extroverted on things they're really interested in, and like the girl and his date, she was probably more excited to talk about those topics that made her happy, and that actually probably got him because he said she was interesting when in particular her whole engineering background, the environmental engineering. So I'm sure maybe she got to talking about that and that was intriguing. So it's always great for an introverted person to go ahead and speak up and show your uniqueness and the things that make you a great person, your hobbies and your interests, and that will in a way help you become more extroverted.
Yeah, well said.
Yep. Yeah, so you had hit on how extroverts in particular are good with public speaking, and they often thrive in these leadership roles. So often I like that the guy in the question, he was saying, he was trying to be more extroverted when he was dating because he noticed that, hey, she wasn't as extroverted. So that's actually a great thing to try.
Yeah, somebody got to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna sit there and eat and look at each other awkwardly. So somebody got to do it. But yeah, he that's what it takes. But in my opinion, just don't be scared to ask those intimate questions, very detailed questions to get a sense of where she is mentally about you.
Yeah.
So that you're not wasting your time.
Yep. So here are 7 tips that you can do as an introvert yourself. So maybe introverts actually come on a spectrum. Some people just aren't as outgoing and stuff, so they're not completely introverted and they do like big gatherings and stuff. But then it's some introverts on the higher end of the spectrum who really just need that time to come to solitude after being around a large group and stuff. So here are actually some 7 tips that are really good for an introverted person when they're trying to get out here in the dating field, regardless of kind of where they're at on that spectrum. So first one, of course, is to be yourself. Don't try to go out here and, be something you're not. Don't try to overly talk if you don't feel like doing all of that, or just being overly confident when you don't really feel that within yourself. Your personality is unique to you, and that is actually what really makes you special. So definitely find your own unique style and what makes you comfortable and go out there and show that. Just really be yourself when dating. Yep. You can do the next one.
All right. And then don't be afraid to be quiet. So introverts often feel more comfortable listening to what people have to say. And they also they may feel shy. So don't feel like you just have to be silent the whole time.
Or fill that space with talking. Yeah.
Right. Just relax and enjoy your company of that person. So it's okay to be quiet, sometimes, but also to participate in the conversation.
Yeah. Yep. That's so true. That's really important because you don't want the person to feel like you're not interested, because you're too shy.
Right. And then that's what that guy was hinting at. That's what he was. But,
yeah.
like I said, I don't think that was the case.
Right. It could have been something else for sure. But certainly relax and enjoy your spouse's, well, your dating partner while you're out. Certainly enjoy their time versus feeling the need to, talk if you aren't comfortable talking at that moment. It's okay, acknowledge that. One cool way to actually get yourself talking though would to be find activities that you actually enjoy when you're dating. Things now for an introvert, this could be a little different, especially like that spectrum we were talking about, how introverted you are. Some really don't like loud dates, or like some music concerts might be out, or like maybe bands and all that extra stuff that might be out. But you could try little things like a quiet picnic or like a walk, playing even board games, something like that. Like, it's different things that an introvert can do when dating in different environments that they can put themselves in that would actually help them to relax and have more fun on the date.
Yeah. And then next, take things slow.
Yeah.
There's no need to rush into anything, um, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. So, try to relieve that anxiety. Take a step back and give yourself some time to process things. So you don't have to, breathe,
Yeah.
breathe. And then don't feel over anxious about going out with
Mhm.
this person on your date. By all means, it's supposed to be an experience that you enjoy. So
Yeah.
think about ways that you can enjoy yourself other than just being quiet,
Mhm.
but also to understand that you should participate in the date as well.
Yep. Yep, certainly. I think too, when I think about questions, if you are a little nervous about something or being able to answer something, just tell your person like, "Hey, ooh, let me think about that for a moment," or just take a moment. Don't feel the need to answer as quickly as possible, or even give any type of, big answer. That if you need to think about it, just say, "Hey, I need to think about it," and then process it and then respond.
Hmm.
Next. Mm, you
Be
go.
honest with your date. That's what I wanted to say too.
Yeah.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, let that person know.
Mhm.
Let your date know, and they should appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
They'll be more likely to understand that if you are upfront about it. Now, the thing is this: that there are some answers that you should be honest about and be
Mhm.
considerate about when they ask you, especially if you're on a dating website. I think it's natural for someone to ask you, are you talking to anyone else? And for you to give a straight up answer about that, because
Yeah.
you don't want to lead people on, because leading people on turns into bad karma and bad situations. And you don't want that to happen to you. So you want to be honest from the jump, be honest from gate. At least those two questions. Are you looking to hopefully one day be married? And then two, are you currently talking to someone?
Yep.
Because you don't want, especially if you're already talking to someone, you tell your new date, no, I'm not talking to
Mm.
someone. And then the person you currently talking to is wondering why you're ghosting them, and you're not, being it's hard for you to connect with that previous person.
Yeah.
So you just need to be practice on being honest about, both of those uh questions, I would say.
Yep. That's so true. So true. Being honest. That's big, I think, for any relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to grow your relationship based on lies, and then you're gonna have to, answer to that later as the once you have an engagement or whatever the case may be, and
Right.
then wondering why there's someone else that's keep calling you, and you don't ever answer that phone, and it's spam. Is that a spam call again?
Spam.
I'm just keeping it real for
No,
real.
yeah. Yep, that's so true. And then also just being honest, it gives the opportunity for the other person to understand where you're coming from. So it's not even like, oh, you're just trying to get it off your chest. You're actually, along with that, trying to get the other person to understand what's going on and where you're at and how you're actually, looking to change or progress. Or, especially if you are dating somebody, you could say, "Hey, I was dating somebody, but I'm more interested in you. I'm probably going to end this relationship and, move forward." That gives that other person confidence within their relationship with you, as well as gives you closure and, yeah.
Right. I mean, because you're on a dating website, so that you should assume that anyway, that
Yeah.
somebody is, but I mean, you should assume that anyway and ask and see what the answer is, because
Hmm.
you're so connected with multiple people,
Yeah.
instead of going out to the grocery store or to wherever you go
Mm-hmm.
and meeting people, because you don't always find attractive people or people you may be interested to. I mean, with when you go to the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
your normal day-to-day activities.
Yep, that is so true. Um, well, never mind. We'll get to that later. I was kind of thinking about something for an extrovert, but I'll get to that later. The last one, well, almost. Number 6, don't give up. So, as an introvert, dating can be really hard, in particular because you don't like to go out and kind of piggybacking on what I was actually thinking, how extroverts are more likely to probably make that move or initiate in person more than an introvert would. An introvert probably isn't. Dating apps are probably safe, more so feeling for introverts, I would think. I don't know. Just because it's not the direct having to meet a person in person. But I actually would encourage that an introvert person actually does things that's going to bring them out of their shell a bit. And maybe if that means talking to people more in person, so that then you're able to expand your dating pool. Now, you're not just dating online, but you're also dating, maybe in person,
In
trying to
person.
meet people too, which will actually help you pull yourself out of that. I guess that place of not wanting to be as confident and assertive with dating, that can kind of
You,
happen.
you diversify your dating
Yeah.
portfolio per
Yeah.
se.
That's an interesting way to
Right.
put it.
And
Yeah.
then and don't get us confused. We're not saying to sleep with all these people
No.
as a disclaimer.
Right.
Um
Right.
th-
Gotta
that
say
that
that.
for introverts, you don't have to sleep with everybody that you come across.
No.
That may make you feel uncomfortable. I'm just throwing that jewel out there. That's not even up here. But
Right.
just for the record, so that those people know, and those people who, if you may be an introvert listening to this and you don't know that, or
Right.
whatever, or what have you, you don't have to feel pressure to sleep with everybody that you come across, and you should know that.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, um,
Yep. But there's someone out here for everybody. So definitely taking the time to look around
don't we
and
know?
give yourself.
Like that couple we saw today,
Yeah.
interesting couple, older man and younger interracial couple. So interesting,
Yeah.
and it is out there. These people are finding love, guys and
It just
gals.
doesn't always have to look like, I guess, how you would want it to look,
Right,
but you have to
exactly.
just put yourself out there for it
That's
to happen.
that's one of the big things that, in order to find love, is that it may not look like what you think it is in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that people, and especially men and women,
Yeah.
when the person that we may find as to be a wife or have the qualities of a wife or a husband, we have to learn and understand that it may not be what we thought these people look like, and be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with that.
Right.
Like I always say, being in a relationship or wanting a relationship, meaning you want to provide a service and be selfless. You want to give service to someone, l- love that person, and allow that relationship to grow, and the love will grow. But you have to be selfless, and then also to be willing to give service.
Mm-hmm.
So that may, understand that this person may not look the way that you want them to look. But I'm not saying to, you don't always have to settle.
Right.
But if things aren't working, and you passing up good people, but because they don't look the way that you want them to look, then that's on you. That's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. And of course, have fun. Dating is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, especially when you're out there and you're having fun experiences, not always sexual, but just the dating experience within itself, doing different dates and stuff like that. Just as an introvert, remember to relax and enjoy yourself and have fun and not put so much pressure on yourself. I think an introvert can be in their head so much that they're like,
paranoid.
maybe, I don't know, or scared, or yeah, that, who knows? There's a lot of different things that can be going on within a person's head. So certainly, though, try to get out of your head and just have some fun and let your personality shine and be yourself. That will be the best thing that an introvert can do.
Yep.
But we also have some additional tips for just introverted and extroverted people when coming together and dating. So in particular, this guy, he might have been, I don't know if he's introverted himself, but he says he's trying to be more extroverted. So he may be, who knows? But here's some tips for coming together. Maybe you're dating a person who's shy and you want to actually have a great relationship, start to build something with them, and you're interested in figuring out what's the best way of going and proceeding dates with them. The first one would be to choose a quiet place for your date. So, a noisy restaurant or bar, things that we hit on earlier, that can be kind of overwhelming for an introvert. And in a way, it's kind of hard to get to know somebody when it's really loud and, it's not a good date scene. But in particular, for introverted people, this can kind of put them in their shell even more. So, instead, choose like a quiet coffee spot or maybe a walk in the park or a picnic, things where it's quiet and you can really take the time to talk to each other and actually relax too if you're starting to feel overwhelmed. That's kind of hard to do if it's a lot of people around. So,
Yeah, don't go to the movies. I wouldn't do the movies,
right, yeah.
because there's not any talking at all in the movies,
Right.
unless you're just one of those people that talk during the movie. It's
That's
just
so
hilarious.
fun. Yeah. You can see what kind of I guess
mannerisms they
yeah.
have of those loud ratchet people. But anyways,
That's
plan some
funny.
activities that you can do together.
Mhm.
What else? Like putt golf. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of screaming and shouting when you play, unless you're just hitting hole in ones all night. That's amazing. You could do things like that or shoot pool. Maybe golf. I mean, bowl. You can
Yeah.
maybe go bowling or something. But
Mhm.
just be careful.
Yeah.
You could do strolls in the park,
Mhm.
things like that. Those are easy. Have
Yeah.
a picnic. That you probably knock their socks off if you prepared a picnic, and if you know their favorite foods. What you're doing is creating memories.
Yeah.
If you're in a situation where you're competing for someone, it's all about memories. That's the secret to
Mhm.
winning that person over. If you poured in all these memories and done all these things for this person, it's going to be very hard for that person to shoot you down and for the next person.
Yeah.
Especially if you're treating them real well,
Yeah.
and you're, as far as a man, you're a provider, protector, and then for the woman, you're in your feminine form, and then you're very nurturing, caring, kind, or what may have you. It's all about memories, to be honest with you. That's how you win that person over,
Mhm.
is what their impression are of you and how they remember you as.
Yeah, making it run in their mind over
Right.
and over. This is something because y'all doing so many things together and it's so enjoyable. You're all there think about. That's certainly a way to get number one.
You're imprinting on that person.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
so true.
So that's another jewel we're dropping down right there. So don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask your date to help. Whatever, suggest things to make you comfortable. Tell them that's too much for right now.
Right.
I don't want to skydive yet. No skydiving yet.
Right. Or tell them that you really enjoyed a date and you guys enjoyed that time that y'all had and you want to do more dates like that. If it's something you like, speak up about that too. That's certainly a great way for, a person to know, hey, I got to keep this up. Yep. Also, remember, there is nothing wrong with being introverted. It's totally actually very normal and natural. It's a personality trait that just some people adopt over time, circumstance, environments, it's a lot of reasons why a person may become more or less introverted throughout, their life. Sometimes, like I was saying, a person may not always stay introverted and they may become very extroverted over time, especially as they become more in love with themselves and who they are and what they like and start doing more of what they love and enjoy. So
right, yeah, because it's situational for some folks.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm introvert sometimes when it comes to large groups, because I'm all up in there. I'm not always the one that's talking. I'm more so listening and then providing feedback when necessary. I'm not trying to be seen. I'm not flashy. I'm not trying to be the the entertainer in the room, so to speak. I can entertain you if you allow me to. Only because I'm talking about, I used to DJ.
Yeah.
That's not a very introverted thing at all. That's a very
Yeah.
extroverted thing. So I share characteristics of both,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you. I've learned not to be nervous. I think introverts are more so nervous, and they have anxiety when they're faced to respond in large crowds or places of large groups of people, and that makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They may feel like as if they have to compete
Mm-hmm.
for attention or what
Yeah.
have you.
Or it
I
makes them go in their shell
Right,
too. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I don't compete for attention, time, or whatever the case may be. I just more so, like I said, I listen and I speak when I need to, when it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's just something about me. And don't you think so? You say so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people can share characteristics of both being introverted and extroverted. I think I do the same. So, introverts though in general, just being sure to know like what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So take the time to say it's okay that I look at things this way, or I want to, do things this way, or I prefer things this way. Just be open and vocal, especially when you're dating. That's the most important thing. It's really about finding that common ground of where you guys both are happy, comfortable, and fulfilling each other and the ways you distinctly need. That's what makes
Right.
a relationship unique. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be the type of person either that thinks, and don't be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
When dating somebody or dating people, it's not about you or what,
Right.
getting gifts or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. It's all about, and you share, it needs to be reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocity needs to take place. You need to enjoy your time, but also make sure that your company enjoys their time as well
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to dating. So just keep
Yeah.
that in mind out there. So it's not always a take situation. It's more so both give and take.
Yeah. You
Like
want
it's memories,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want your spouse to be comfortable. Whoever you're dating, you want them to be comfortable. That's how they open up,
Right.
So, yeah. Introverts are often deep thinkers. They're often very creative and imaginative. So foster all those great qualities that you actually have for yourself as an introvert and utilize it to make some great opportunities to have some memories with somebody and to connect with somebody and really show who you are and what you bring into a great relationship that you create, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep, most definitely.
Yeah, I think that is all we have for tonight. This was pretty quick and easy, not too heavy of a question, I guess, where it was, one of those where you really got
No,
to dissect.
I think the biggest part of that guy's situation, like I said, he needs to figure out if she's entertaining multiple people, because
Yeah.
that may be the reasons why that she's uncomfortable, and especially
Could be.
you
I
know
never thought of that either, like looking at it that way, because that's why we have the male and female
Mhm.
perspective. That's what makes our podcast very different, because we're actually giving those two different perspectives. Because me as a woman, I never really thought about that probably being, something that was going on. But I could definitely see, yeah, dating apps are very
you gotta
easy to have a lot
you
of
gotta
people.
analyze those things. I mean, I remember when Facebook um came out, and when it became more available outside of just college campuses. You remember Facebook just was about college campuses,
Mhm.
college students, and then after that, once they started opening it up to the public, then you was exposed to a lot of people out there, and then a lot of DMs and messages went back and forth beyond college campuses to more so the environment around the college campus,
Mm.
which you could actually just woo any willing suspect or what have you, to get to know them.
It's where catfishing started.
Well, I mean, yeah, it definitely did, but I heard some crazy stories. But
Or
I
maybe
mean,
even MySpace. What came before Facebook? It was MySpace.
yeah, I remember MySpace,
And what was before
Black
that?
Planet.
Oh, okay.
MySpace and Black Planet came out around the same time. And then after that, it was a whole bunch of other stuff that came out afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, you had Facebook, and then you had Snapchat or whatever the case may be, and I don't know. Those are the only ones I use was like Facebook,
Twitter, Instagram.
yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. But they were kind of different. You don't really,
Yeah, those aren't dating apps per se, but now it's like so many dating apps on top of social media. It's like
right, yeah, it's too many dating apps out there for different demographics, the nationalities, geographical locations. You remember like Farmers Only. So
the commercial farmersonly.com. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're just looking for a good old wholesome country good time, That's the site that you want to go to. And then Black People Meet. If you just only want to meet Black people, or what have you, this all of that stuff is out there. But yeah, you just, I mean, you know, if you all have any questions in regards to dating, relationships, please, by all means, please reach out to us. We'll be more than willing to answer those questions for you. If you feel so inclined and you are that introvert and you're scared to talk, but you have a burning question and you want to know the answer to it, hit us up on the www.wifeconomics.com/submit a question, and you will remain anonymous and we will answer that question for you.
Yeah.
Well, because we had a Sophia Johnson that asked a question and I questioned her name. But anyways, they remain anonymous. So therefore we didn't have to they didn't have to feel as if they probably was an introvert and they didn't like to be exposed. So I mean, we're just here for the people. We're here to help people out dealing with their questions and involving relationships to try to help you move forward. So I hope we was able to help Sophia out and her burning question that she had with her relationship, or I mean, whatever it was. So you know, just hit us up. You know, be responsive. You can also introduce questions while we're talking on air. So we're here for you all. We're giving out free games. So if you feel so inclined, please send us a message. And I guess that's all we have for them tonight.
That is all, baby.
All right. So please like, share, subscribe. Like I said before, Instagram viewers, please do the same. Like, share, subscribe. YouTube as well. Facebook. And until next time, you all have a wonderful night. See you all tomorrow. Peace. Happy Day.
Oh, yeah. Today is Memorial Day.
Yeah. Happy Memorial Day to all the vets that's out there. My father's one. Happy Memorial Day. And then also to all the fallen soldiers out there for our country. Thank you. Thank you. Those people keep us safe here. So keep that in mind. And if you see a vet, you know, you tell them, thank you for your service, and let them know that they are appreciated. So until next time, Blueprint family, thank you for watching us. Peace.